I do want to be clear, I'm not running for a second term as some sort of reward for the first. Right? For me, the second term is about finishing what we started. See, it's a great thing to have the tools to be able to close the achievement gap, but we still have an achievement gap to close. We need to finish what we started. We've done a lot of important work moving this economy to the innovation economy of tomorrow, the life sciences and biotech, clean and alternative energy, IT, healthcare and education. These are the areas that have grown right through the recession, that are leading us out of recession faster and stronger than the rest of the country. The reason we've had 4 straight months of strong job gains. April, the largest single monthly gain in 17 years. But we still have a lot of people out of work. And they need opportunities in that new economy. We need to finish what we started. 97.5% of our residents today have health insurance. No other state in America can touch that. But it's still too expensive. It's still too expensive. It still costs too much if you're a working person or if you're a small business. We need to finish what we started. And we did a lot of work together in 2006, in the President's campaign in 2008, bringing new voices and new families, new faces into the civic and political life of our Commonwealth. But every one of us here knows people who still feel on the outside looking in, as if the service we're talking about in government is not public service, but self-service. We need to finish what we started. And so what I want to do today is ask for your help. And I want to ask for it in 3 very specific ways. The first is to be informed. To be informed. I have found that of all the challenges in this job, one of the hardest is being heard over the din of hate radio and all the folks who stand on the sidelines and root for failure. By the way, a couple of them are running for governor right now. I'm not kidding. Listen closely. Listen closely. Their whole case is, if the Commonwealth fails, that's good for them politically. If the Commonwealth fails, it's not good for anybody. But I'm asking you, you might not know. We've had the most productive legislative sessions in 30 years. So I say, get the fact sheets that are here. Go on the website, see what the accomplishments are and where we're going. And then you can help with the second thing I need you to do, which is to make it personal. Make it personal. Talk to somebody. Talk to your friends, your neighbors, your family members. Talk to your coworkers. And here's a radical notion. Talk to somebody who doesn't already agree with us. I'm not kidding. Engage. Engage. We have to model the kind of politics we believe in. Politics that says you don't have to agree on everything before you work together on anything. Right? That's the kind of polarizing politics that Bill is having to deal with every day down in Washington. It's amazing, amazing how much you get done under the headwinds that you are dealing with, the political headwinds you're dealing with in Washington. We don't need that kind of politics here in Massachusetts, and we don't want it. We have to engage. There are these yellow cards. They're called pledge cards. Grab one. Commit yourself to helping in this cause. Commit to being an organizer, finding 50 others. We'll show you how. Using your own email lists or speed dial lists. Help us build from the bottom up, from the grassroots up. That's where it matters. Make it personal. And the third thing I want to ask you to do is to believe. And when I say believe, I'm talking about believe in our values. You know, I said a minute ago, I'm not just governor for my supporters. I'm not just governor for Democrats. I'm not running to be governor of the Democrats. But I like Democrats. And I'm proud to be a Democrat. But one thing I've noticed about Democrats is that we are the first ones to be rattled by the right-wing talking points. One senator wins, and we've been acting like Chicken Little all over America. Grow a backbone! It's our values that are at stake. Not a campaign, not a candidate. Our values. And our values don't depend on changes in the political climate. Our values are timeless. Our values tell us government has a role to play, not in solving every problem in everybody's life, but in helping people help themselves. Our values tell us something about generational responsibility. That's why I'm so glad these kids are here. Generational responsibility, something every single one of us learned from our grandparents. That we are supposed to, in our time, do everything we can to leave it better for those who come behind us. That's why we invest in public education at the highest level in the history of the Commonwealth, even when the bottom is falling out of everything else. That's why we do the unglamorous work. The unglamorous work of repairing broken roads and bridges and trying to get broadband to places that have no service and trying to build up again our public institutions and knit together our safety net system. Generational responsibility. That's how we got what we have right now, because a previous generation saw their stake not just in that moment in time, but in ours as well. And that's what we have to bring. And that, by the way, is different than what's on offer by the other candidates, who are selling one more time the same failed idea that every one of us is on his or her own. We are in this together. That is a different generational responsibility. That is a value that matters. And I want to ask you this. If you believe in those values, act like it. Act like it. Because nothing persuades like conviction. Nothing.